everybody. Welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration, Part 129. Aborting Abortion. Abort! 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 No more abortions. Can't do that. But obviously there was a big Supreme Court, clown court decision today. We have a 6-3 ruling that the Constitution does not provide a right to an abortion. More specifically, does not provide a right to privacy with a doctor, which includes an abortion. So now states can ban abortions. They can abort abortions. But so we'll be talking about that, obviously. We have more days, more lies, and shooters. We'll be talking about the Ivaldi shooting, the Buffalo shooting. Current events and talking points, a bunch of other just random things. Typical kind of casual conversations episode with an emphasis on the Roe versus Wade decision. So, basically, again, my assessment, I'm not going to go through the whole ruling. I watched a little bit of Ben Shapiro, and I got AIDS because Ben Shapiro has AIDS, but I just watched a little bit of the results or the reactions. Did not read the full opinions, but again, I'll just be talking again from common law and again things I've already proven. Again, they said abortion was illegal in common law. What are you guys talking about? You guys know nothing about common law. Common law is in 200 years or 500 years. It's 50,000 years. And so I don't opine on common law. I prove it. And so when people say it's illegal by common law, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. It's not there's no long-standing precedent in American history or the rights or the history of America. You guys literally lie about history every single day. So what history you're talking about? The fake la land one or the real one in the real world? And so if you can't even differentiate between God and Jesus and you go into a courthouse that says, "In God we trust," that's common law, and it's not opining on it, it's proving it. So absolutely wrong there. But basically they said the 14th Amendment does not have a right to privacy, and it was never founded well in the Constitution whatsoever. Again, I'm not a strict constitutionalist. I'm strict to do shit that makes sense. What is the basis of common law? Common sense. Literally individuality. I exist. I need to eat food. I need shelter. I would like to participate in the species as a whole. I'd like to get a job. I'd like to have certain things. And those things that can't be taken away from you are called rights. And so common law is basically the rights of life, the things you are necessitated to live. And then reading the actual 14th Amendment, there was 5 sections. Again, we've read the entire Constitution in entirety. We're reviewing Section 1, it's the relevant section. The other one referenced like the age of senators, I believe. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Which in the context of the entire Constitution is still just, again, this is people from 1700s writing fancy words. Immunities and privileges of the citizens, again, the Constitution sets up the government. I don't even know, like, again, in that statement in reference to the entire Constitution in its entirety. Semicolon. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property. Life would be in reference to common law. Liberty would be like, should somebody be able to say if I should have 1 cheeseburger or two cheeseburgers? That's liberty. That's a personal choice that does not affect the species as a whole. Unless you're a fat fuck, and then that healthcare cost might go up, but you know what I'm saying. Or property, stuff you own, without due process of law. Wait a second. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Like every state does to me right now. Just like the 5th Amendment says you can't take private property for public use without just compensation. So, life, that's really your individuality, your common law basis. Liberty is the in-between things that really don't affect the population as a whole, and property. And liberty is really where you get in people, again, trying to assert their values that they don't have. Right? You shouldn't have abortions because it's all human life matters. And then, then you have a kid that you can't raise that joins the army, and then he comes back and the Veterans Affairs won't even help them, and then they kill themselves. Or they become a criminal, and now they're looting stores in Los Angeles, which all of those Republicans and conservatives are really happy about, right? Those people. Again, we have to be practical. People do dumb shit. Not all life matters. It doesn't. Any race, religion, white and black are not colors. So it's like literally physically white and black are not colors. But the common law saying abortion was illegal in common law is absolutely incorrect. And anything biological law is common law based on common sense and individuality. If you're incompetent, you're just going to spread your speciality, your sexual antagonism, your differentiation for sexual antagonism, your values. Which, does anybody have any values? No. Demonstrably, provably. It's not me trying to rant and rave every single episode, but it's fucking true. People stagnate in their maturity, age is just a number, and they don't know how to behave, and they have kids that want to impart their values on society, and they have none. So, it would never be illegal in common law. Absolutely not. Again, previability, absolutely not. It's not an independent sentient potential for a sentient life form. And even from the individual human standpoint, people don't form memories until they're at least 5 to 7 years old. So it's not like you are hurting somebody, like killing if you were to literally as the baby's getting born kill it. It's not like the baby's processing a ton of fucking pain and sadness. And so obviously I'm not advocating for that, but to go from a sentient standpoint, the baby's not forming memories. So it can't yet. So previability absolutely would be completely incongruent with common law whatsoever, as opposed to a mother's rights, an actual sentient, independent, living person. But the 14th Amendment, we just kind of broke that down. But again, I just don't do the stare decisis bullshit, making litigative points based on precedent. We need to do shit that makes sense, and if people don't have common sense, they're not competent, and they're objectively retards, in my most professional legal opinion, then they can't do anything besides spread their incompetent values. It is what they fucking do. And that is provably what everybody in this species is doing. So every state, again, I'm suing the United States out the wazoo, but now every state individually, if you make abortion illegal, I'm suing you for theft of intellectual property. Again, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property. My intellectual property is stolen every single day, instinctually, every single day. Every single person, every single child, at every single grade level, in every single one of your states is learning from me personally. You steal my property, you take the logic, the proofs, you discuss them amongst themselves, you put it to your own words, and it's theft. And so they are learning from me personally. So, again, right, what are people going to do? I'm going to sue you personally for theft of intellectual property just for doing dumb shit. Don't do dumb shit. That's my overall arching theory of the universe. Don't do dumb shit. Don't be a dick. And so, every state that makes abortion illegal, again, it's especially, again, I'm absolutely for the death penalty, so I'm 9 years old, you can abort me, still not out of the viability for abortion period for me, but any laws against pre-viability abortion whatsoever is being sued by me now. In the same way you have laws on the books, again, coming from somebody who can't go to school, who can't access court, well, I have my own envelope stamped from the Supreme Court of the United States saying I can't have constitutional rights at all. I don't have any common rights, any common law rights, any dignity, any decency, the Declaration of Human Rights. I have none of those things. None of them. So, from that's the legal standpoint. Again, the actual ruling was just that the Roe versus Wade did not have a constitutional basis, and it's reverted back to the states. Not saying you can't, but you can't, or you must ban abortion or something. And so, but again, now we're going back to Lauren Boebert, literally the hooker, which again, I have nothing against sex work, but it's just I have everything against hypocrisy. So if you have abortions, and then you said you can't have abortions, go fuck yourself, you dumb bitch. Lauren Boebert, what a nasty ass whore. You found a husband? You found a dude that wants to fuck you on a regular basis and have a future with you? Wow, that's impressive. But so you're gonna have that backlash. Again, if you feel the need to riot in the streets at any point in time, you're basically you're a brute. You're inconsequential. So again, the protest and counter process at the Supreme Court. Again, what a privilege it would be to only have to drive 400 to 500 miles for constitutional rights. I am stuck on planet Earth, and there is nowhere I can go for any rights to the point where it affects my health. Actually, so again, the legal ruling is absolutely incorrect. The moral ruling is absolutely incorrect. Again, the values of society are incompetent, and then we're going to fall back on that bullshit American narrative of, our well-educated populace argues about the diligent values of two different positions, and they're just like fat fucks who just get done jerking off to lesbian porn and then go see Buzz Lightyear and think it's going to turn their kids gay. And again, like I said, I watched Buzz Lightyear and I immediately had to start sucking dicks, just like instantly. But how many of those, let's do a quick test, how many Republicans and conservatives that are against the Buzz Lightyear movie have ever masturbated to lesbian porn? Males masturbating to female sex, female and female. I'm gonna go with probably 80% plus. 80% plus, bet on it. Well, Brad, it's a lot different than showing it to kids. Yeah, I watched the movie and it was a zero, barely past platonic kiss for like a fraction of a second. Barely. Again, I was like waiting for this big scene in this movie and I was like, oh, that was it? And then besides that, again, I hate the movie because I didn't hate the movie, but it was very off-putting because of the physics. Besides that, the action-adventure part, until the shitty physics, was actually kind of enjoyable for me. So, again, we have to find things to go crazy about and they make no sense. And then the counter-protest, again, if you feel the need to protest about anything, and again, you're not like actively being massacred, you do a better job by starting a business or influencing people with a podcast or lectures or something more useful. So that's really what I think there, because again, I'm not going to go through the whole ruling, and you're just absolutely wrong in the common law space, and you go into a building that says, in God we trust, and you put on a black robe, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you hurt people, and you say, we have values, and you don't. And then again, the whole separation of powers, the judiciary, the executive, the legislative, and then our great hardworking American populace, it's just fat, incompetent people, man. It just really fucking is. So that's really all I have to say for Roe versus Wade. The Clarence Thomas going, I think the majority opinion says explicitly they're not going to go through like 3 other court cases about contraceptives, gay sex, and I don't know, I think the other one was like more gay sex or something, I don't know. But they said explicitly they're not going to go after those ones, and then Clarence Thomas says they should or they might, again, from a legal perspective. But again, my legal perspective is do shit that makes fucking sense. And so the big grandiose prestige of separation of powers, of strict constitutionalism, of American greatness, of American exceptionalism, you guys are incompetent animals, and we just gotta do shit that makes sense. And banning abortions is wrong. Again, that's not what happened in this case, but the states that then fall back and ban abortions are wrong. Especially if there's any sort of health concern whatsoever. Rape, incest, shit where it's just like terrible stuff. It's just like the right of the human being, more narrative. For fuck's sake, it's not a human life until it's at least viable. And once it's viable, still, who fucking cares? Life doesn't matter that much. I don't value my life that much. And from the individual person perspective, you're not forming memories till 5 to 7. Would you feel like if you cut a baby, obviously they feel the pain, but they don't remember it. And so, again, even later stage abortions with genuine concern for the mother. I would stick with the mother. Again, we've talked about why we value pediatric life more than geriatric life simply because of the potential for life has not been fulfilled yet. But practically, a baby, you have to teach a baby, right, Ben Shapiro, we have to teach a baby to be civilized. Well, the mother's already civilized. Well, maybe not, but it's a sentient life. It's an independent individual. So, individuality is indivisible. And that was kind of like Jesus' big theorem. So, what's going on there? Now, moving on to more days, more lies, and shooters. So, the Ivaldi police did not attempt to enter the classroom with the shooter at all. Basically, they said they had waited an hour to get the janitor to unlock the door. That was just a lie. They were on scene within 3 minutes. They were on the school's camera, crouching down behind the doors in the hallways, maybe like, I don't know, 13 minutes, like very, very soon after, like in the hallways on the camera and on scene within 3 minutes. The door was not even locked, so they did not even attempt to open the handle. They did not even attempt to grab the handle. And here's what's not even clear to me, not trying to be gruesome, just trying to be direct journalist. Was the shooter in one classroom or in different ones? Because I don't get how this scenario even lasted an hour. Because he was in one classroom, a bunch of third graders, versus a guy with a fucking AR, they're all going to die real fast. So it's like, I don't even understand how this scenario goes on for an hour if it's just one classroom. So I don't even get that. but there was one of the teachers that was killed was a police officer's wife who was shot, and so the police officer was restrained and disarmed trying to go into the school. Now, practically and theoretically or philosophically, would the police officer rush in and probably try to save his wife first? Yes, probably. Should he also try to save kids immediately after? Yes, probably. But if he runs into the shooter before the wife or the kids before the wife, save the kids. But I would imagine he was going for his wife more specifically than everybody else, which is, again, I would say it's embarrassing, but it is what it is. But that's probably what was happening. But he was restrained and disarmed. And so when I say, don't you see how the sentiment, the group values of insecurities will stop individuals from doing what is right? Literally. Police officer's wife shot, police officer, sworn oath to protect and serve. Oh, our great Supreme Court, you don't have to do that. No, you do. And no, the rest of the group of cops are going to restrain and take his gun away. We're just going to let, again, one 18-year-old with a fucking stick and trained officers. No, and they're all fat as fuck. They're all fat as fuck. Just pathetic trash that have just walked through their life, never had any real challenges, and now they're gonna go be a police officer and they're gonna face a real challenge, and shit's gonna hit the fan, and they're gonna have no discipline and have no idea what to do. And then they're gonna lie about it. And they're gonna form a group, and they're gonna defend the sentiment of the group to sound good. Warring groups of beta males. We all need to lead the group, we all know what's best, we don't wanna do anything, we're all fat. Oh, it's not our responsibility, oh, it wasn't our responsibility, well, we gotta lie now. We gotta cover it all up and lie. Disgrace. I mean, beyond disgraceful, beyond fucking disgraceful. But again, if you're a cop, you should treat all life the same. Meaning, again, I'm sure he's running in to save his wife more specifically. But if you see kids first, to help the kids first before your wife. Again, and she's literally been shot. But with an active scenario, neutralize the threat would absolutely be the operative motive. But. Again, that's my biggest thing. Is like they're not even addressing how there was 19 deaths, 19 kids, two teachers, but how if it was just one fucking classroom, was it an hour-long event thing at all? Like, I don't get that. Still strikes me as a big fishy something. But absolutely fucking atrocious, and fuck 12. Buffalo shooter charged with federal hate crimes could face death penalty. Must face death penalty. Must face death penalty. Come on, guys. Aborting abortions? No. Must face death penalty. Columbus has 4 shootings in 24 hours. LOL. Doesn't even beat our recent record of 6. I did one of the segments of this series. There was at least 6 shootings in 24 hours. This was probably in the past 3 or 4 days. So, Columbus, we're not even beating our own records. We need new PRs, personal records, personal bests. We can top the last one. So 4 shootings in 24 hours, that's 2 less than 6, guys. What is the meaning of GForce? That's kind of it for the shootings and stuff. And now just a bunch of other talking points. But what is the meaning of GForce? I watched a Jocko Wilnick podcast with Dave Burke, who was a actual Top Gun Navy pilot instructor. I thought it was cool just to see him talking about it, that the movie was actually accurate. And again, I gave Top Flight an A, and I think it's over 600 million worldwide or 800 million worldwide, but definitely a good movie. But cool to see that was accurate as well. But GForce. Right, again, when you don't know what you're talking about, you invent word salad. G-force, right? Gravity is a force, so gravity force, force, triple force, 360 force. Yep, because we have a really consistent mathematical model of physics, not the gravitational force equivalent, or more commonly G-force, is a measurement of the type of force per unit mass, typically acceleration, that causes a perception of weight, with a G-force of 1g equal to the conventional value of gravitational acceleration of Earth, 9.8 meters per second squared. So what the fuck does it mean though? And this is what I did at physics class all day. I'm going to explain, so I'm going to give you a linguistical definition, and then I just ramble on. I have no fucking clue, and it's wrong. It's a measure of acceleration. So you accelerate, you change your speed or your direction, and then you feel more gravity. So that's what it is. It's just like a multiple of the force of gravity that you feel. But yeah, GForce, no, gravity is a force. So gravity, force. It's a multiple of the typical acceleration you feel your weight in a given gravitational field. Jesus Christ. But G-lock, I guess when you accelerate too fast and it causes pressure. But G, loss of consciousness. And now, I love the quote he says, 5th generation aircraft such as the Raptor and Lightning, and I don't know if that's F-14, 18, 35, 600s, will be around for 20 to 30 years, David Burke, and says he's in the minority thinking unmanned aircraft will fly at all in 50 years from now. So what about UFOs, guys? We have our top Navy pilot instructor saying in 50 years from now, he's in the minority saying there'll be any unmanned aircraft. And we have data from 1949 of things accelerating at G-forces, 30 G-forces that would kill people and crush bones. So, but not UFOs. Russia's also looking into the UFOs, so it's Russia. Russia's doing this cool thing. It's China. China built this huge telescope for $4 billion because they wanted to cover up. They have a fast drone. Got it. Wow, we just solved it. We just solved the world. He's not wrong, you know. People walking past me confirming the difference between amphibians and reptilians. So, yep, on one hand, the Air Force and the Pentagon say, we can explain this with weather balloons, things accelerating profoundly faster than the Raptor and the Lightning and the F-18s, and on multiple radar systems with eyewitnesses, radar out the wazoo. China, it's Russia. No, we're looking into it too. Oh no, it's definitely weather balloons. It's Prashant. There's a lot in the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, weather balloons that are blinking lights and accelerating really fast with signals that make noises that we can perceive. Right, so that makes a ton of sense. The experiment where you put you take piano strings, you play a key, it's gonna start vibrating. I bet you a lot of fucking money. Just like we discovered the cosmological microwave background in the 50s. What's this extra 2.7 temperature? I bet once you start doing past the visual experiment, the way you get the audio sounds is you just have some system vibrating and it just picks up on the big vibrations up there and down there and left and right, forward and backward and up and down. So I guess you guys 99% have audio. That's what happened at Grafton Park, and that's how you got it. But yeah, just keep lying, stealing my property, lying about it. Again, aliens are not the most profound discovery in human history, proving it the foundations of all general solutions. It is what it is. So just keep stealing all of my property and lying about it. Drew Carey is such a weird host. Lucky Sevens is the hardest game on Price is Right. I really enjoy Price is Right. Watch Price is Right and Deal or No Deal, or Let's Make a Deal all of the time. Wayne Brady is definitely a better host than Drew Carey. Drew Carey just is like, he just says like the most obvious things when he explains the games. It's not always obvious. He just sets things up weird. He laughs at his own jokes. I don't know. Drew Carey is such a weird host. But Lucky Sevens is the hardest game. That game where you get $7 bills. And you have to guess the price of the car. And the car only costs $1. But each time you're off, if the car is $21,000 and you say it's $19,000 and you guess 1 on the first number and then the number was 2, you'd lose $1. So you have to have $1 through five prices of a car. How the fuck does anybody guess the last 3 prices of a car or numbers of a car price? You must need 10 million IQ points for that one. But that is definitely the hardest game. And then I saw probably the dumbest contestants ever. They were bidding $1 under each other. Like a lot of times they'll say 1,000, 1,001 because you can't bid over the price. So you get everything above that. I watched other people literally yesterday. One person bid like $900. The next person rolls up and goes $899. And the next person was like $898. And I'm just thinking that you guys are fucking retards. And then probably 2 days ago, and a funny part on that one, one of them got it right on the dot, so it wasn't consequential, but it was just like, how fucking stupid are you people? Think for 5 seconds. If you build one number under, you have to get it exactly correct. But there was another brilliant contestant, the rat race contestant. They have a game where it's a rat race. Again, they show you 3 prizes. You guess higher or lower. They show you a price, you say higher or lower. If you get them right, you get to pick 3 rats out of like 5. There's different prizes. Third place is okay, second place is pretty good, first place is a car. And so on the third, Drew Carey will show you a mug and say, you have to be within $5 of this price. If you're within $5, you get it right. The next option, if you're within $50, you'll get this. You'll get another choice of a rat. And then the last one is you get $100. So you show you a product, you have to guess within $100 of it, and if you do, you get a rat to potentially win the car or one of the other prizes. And so my big homie goes up there yesterday, and Drew Carey says, you have to be within $100 of the price. What's his guess? $85. And it was for some sort of cooking appliance. So if that means $85, you have to be within $100. That means when you go into the appliance store, they say, here's your kitchen appliance and $15. Thanks for stopping in. It's just like, the fuck did anybody think? And so on that game, you're going to want to bid what's the absolute minimum you think the price is going to be, right? If you bid $110, there's no chance that it was like a decent kitchen appliance. There's no chance it's going to be $10. So you want to get kind of in a range where it's like maybe it's $80, so maybe you say $50 or $150 to get from the 50 to the 250. And so just seeing the most mind-numbing dumb fucks ever recently on The Price is Right. So I'm gonna do a new section in this lecture series or podcast or what the fuck ever, but called What's in My Headphones. Again, just as I said, I listen to music literally basically all day. Well, not actually all day, but many hours a day. So I'll tell you anytime I have a album or song that I'm really playing over and over again, and right now I have several. I have Motionless in White, Scoring the End of the World. The entire album's a playthrough, like the entire thing. We have Kevin Gates, Big Gates, Kaza, entire album's a playthrough. Don't Like Thinking with My Dick with Juicy J. Literally every single song on the album past that I think is absolutely flames. I like the one Stuff in the Check in the Console. Then I throw the Lambo in launch mode, Zoom. So I like that one. We got the Tautu Meitas. Again, I might be fucking up sounding out a diphthong, but if you sound out a diphthong, they're still going to hear the word you're saying. They might just correct your pronunciation. I think it was Skrizelsh. I googled it. It said like running, like sweatpants running. Skrizelsh. I've played every song on that album a ton. And for some singles, really like Parmalee, Take My Name, and that's popping off big. And an old kind of throwback, well not super throwback, but Pop Smoke, Get Back. Chit chat, not with that riff. But that's what's in my headphones. Those are my highly recommended albums and songs. So I got 4K on my YouTube videos, so it's been recording in 4K, but my editing software, it literally says, it gives you a pop-up thing. I got Wondershare Filmora, 11 point something, and it's like, the video files you imported were recorded in 29.97 frame rate and a resolution of 3800 by 2900 or something. Do you want the project settings of the editing software to match the video files? I click yes. And then when it exports in like 1980 resolution, just standard HD. So, do things work? No. Can you buy things that work? No. But I do have 4K actually on my videos now, and it was just because of the exporting software just being clunky. So, I did get 4K on my thing. Joe Biden attempts bike riding. Watch out, Joe. It's harder than climbing stairs on an airplane. And we really, really weren't sure about the G-forces on that, getting on Air Force One. But riding a bike, wow, that's a big step up for an 80-year-old. Wow, Joe, you gotta watch out for that bike. And then he hops after church to show how good he is. Weirdos. Again, you put a beta male in a leader position and then you ask him stuff and he's gonna say, how do I behave? He's gonna think of narrative and then behave like a fucking weirdo. Weirdest shit ever, Joe. Good job, buddy. Should public funds be allowed to be used for religious schools? Another Supreme Court case, didn't read anything, just watched the reactions. But separation of church and state was a letter by Thomas Jefferson. Again, what's religion? Religion is a bunch of goofies with an improper historical account. So in public and private schools, we should teach the correct history of human beings, which would require us to stop lying about everything. So, I don't know, what's a religion? Bunch of followers? Sharia law? It's a bunch of translations from scholars? So what exactly is a religion? What's a religious school? We teach history in both schools, correct? Oh, that's right. It's Christians saying we shouldn't teach evolution, and then it's Republicans and conservatives saying we shouldn't teach sexual education. Well, again, to young kids, I totally agree. But in just trying to rattle off some narrative talking points. But we should teach correct history, but should public funds be allowed for religious schools? Again, I don't know what a religious school means. Taxpayer dollars go to schools. Be allowed to be used. So I don't see why not. I don't know. Everyone's lying, and religion's not really a thing. A bunch of stupid people can't listen, so I have no real opinion. Ben Shapiro doesn't want the faggots to have health care, but doesn't know how his neighbors vote. Okay, well, obviously we rip on Ben Shapiro as much as we can, but I thought it was really interesting because he doesn't know how his neighbors vote. But he said, right, he doesn't. I wrote Ben Shapiro doesn't want the faggots to have health care, but he made just some comment about not wanting public dollars to go to health care for homosexuals or something to that effect. Paraphrased, but what a weird, again, because he's a traditional religious person. He's so accepting of humanity, right? Like Jesus Christ was so anti-human being. When he translated the Beatitudes, he was so against helping people. And in Kike Ben, isn't there explicit instruction in traditional Judaism not to gossip? How about not to steal people's fucking property and then gossip against the word of God? That's literally heretical. Like literally. 1-to-1 heresy. 1-to-1 blasphemy. So, pretty sure if you want to reference religion, you're going to have to reference humanity and humility and actually be about it. Acts of kindness. Walk the walk. Walk the path. But doesn't know how his neighbors vote. Almost 5 million subscribers on YouTube now. But that's how important politics are, because he doesn't know how his neighbors vote. Politics doesn't matter. People don't give a fuck. People want to have values, and they want to put themselves out into the world. They want to teach the group something. They want to tell the good story around a campfire, and that they want to help people. So they're going to tell them how to behave with the values they don't have. That is what is occurring. And Vip goes home. Does he care how his neighbor votes? Nope. Is he robbing his shit? Is he destroying his property? Is he raping his kids? No. Have a nice day, Bill. Your grass is getting a little long. Make sure you keep up on that lawn care. Have a nice day. You too. Have a nice day. Nobody cares about politics. People care about values, and politics is the vehicle for that, and nobody has any. Qatar bans sex for unmarried couples. 7 years if caught. And we talk a lot about legality conforming to, again, common law, how people actually behave. We're over here worried about abortion. How about you guys go to Qatar? How do we implement that here in America? You can't have sex for unmarried couples, which is fine by me. Sex is still real. Are we sure that's a real thing people do? Male seeking female on the Tinder, no matches. Again, I haven't had a match in 6 months, 7 months, swipe every single day. And again, never have gotten a date off of any social media, and I've been on them social dating apps for 10 years? 10 years? Sick. But rather strange ban. But again, don't you see how we're trying to implement our values? No sex for unmarried couples. Like, married, what's that? Do you respect me? Do you want to hang around me? That's marriage. That's literally what marriage is. Oh, ceremony. A bunch of people watching you say we're going to be nice to each other and care about each other. So, super consistent there, not. Just a couple stories. Again, I tried to call the FBI, and it's hilarious. You get a teleprompter playlist. The FBI dispatchers I googled it, they make like $30,000 a year. They make $18 an hour or some shit. So I'm trying to fucking convince somebody of a legal argument and a profoundly large mathematical proof in like 30 seconds from somebody who just waves an American flag and can't pay their fucking bills. So, dispatchers number 9886, and numbers 59855 must go to prison for the rest of their lives. Must. So I called dispatcher 59855 from the Cincinnati office. I said to him, "It is what it is. Have you heard anyone say that in your office?" "No." He said, "No." So there's not been any directive from the Cincinnati FBI office to suppress Brad Boas' constitutional rights and scientific discoveries. After you go to the Columbus office and your agents clear his belt and says what constitution, you could go anywhere to publish that. I very legitimately can't go anywhere to publish it. And you're using your law enforcement to restrict my rights and my property, which is affecting my health. For real. So again, if there was one person, one memo, one directive found from the Cincinnati office, after the Columbus office directly acknowledges it, and again, nobody from Cincinnati and Columbus has ever communicated once, well, then you guys all go to fucking prison for the rest of your lives. Columbus office and Cincinnati office, this is where I live, this is the state I reside in, local law enforcement won't do their jobs, it is your job to pick up the fucking ball, and you refuse to. It is what it is. Have you heard that in your office? No. Okay, we will find out. You were lying, you were stealing my property, you were teaching your kids with it, you're getting paid taxpayers' dollars from it. No. No problem. Every time you pick up the phone or don't pick up the phone, 25 to 50 more of your fucking worthless friends are going to fucking prison. Fuck 12. But there was a video of a teen shot in the head calling a 911 dispatcher. Literally shot in the head saying, "I'm shot in the head. If I die, please tell my parents and my siblings I love them." What was the dispatcher's response? "Mm-hmm." Like, "Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe you." Like, you can't, I know every worthless fucking kid that you guys don't abort has to come out and have a job, but they have no values. And then you have dispatchers saying, "Mm-hmm," as people get literally shot in the head. So, when people say cops are gonna do their jobs, yep, Uvalde police, child shot in the head, me every single fucking day. And again, I get harassed sitting on my porch. I was sitting outside, I'm retired, I have nowhere to go, and people won't pay my money, or I would just fucking leave already. And so, I hear my neighbor outside talking loudly with her friends, like, he just sits up there all day. I don't sit up here all day. I'm out here in the evenings because I like to be outside. I sit out in the morning for an hour, I go on a walk, go to the gym, go do all of my chores, do my YouTube. Then I like to sit out in the evenings because it's nice outside in the summer. Oh, pathetic fuck, we gotta gossip. We gotta gossip again as I write the basis of human history and I prove it. So again, when's the last time anybody has gone front row to a concert? Listened to the whole entire fucking concert. Enjoyed it, favorite band, had a great time with your fucking friends, and at the end of the concert, you spit in their face and take your money back and say, "Fuck you." Every single time law enforcement who watches me do derivations in real time, in real person, that is what you were doing to me. It's profoundly illegal, and it's torturous. And then even if it's just regular fucking neighbors, which these people will hear before me, it's still just you're refusing to enforce the law, it's violating my rights, and it's subjecting me to torture. I could just get away from immature people if you just paid me my money and I could have a nice country estate. I could just get away from this shit. And so, then I go to the fucking pool, and again, 18 months ago, you guys directly approached me and started talking to me about my fucking research. For fuck's sake. 18 fucking months ago. And I just like to go to the fucking pool and chill out. And again, I can walk around but can't tell how many times I see a U.S. government plate, this Air Force Valor thing. And yesterday at the freaking pool, the dude right next to me, what's he got? Oh, a big bald eagle tattooed on his leg. I'm sure he has nothing to do with the military. And so the past 2 or 3 days I've been at the fucking pool. I take 12 beers to the fucking pool. I drink my fucking beer, get a couple hours of fucking sun. And I can just overhear people talking about me. And it's like you're at the front row of the biggest concert in the fucking world, and all you can be is disrespectful. Because you don't know how to fucking behave. And then again, like the fat Bulgarian bitch from Grafton Park, literally walking into her house as I'm walking into my house, looking at me, all fucking spooked out. It's the alcohol. It's literally being tortured. It is being disrespected as an instinctual reaction by every person I have ever been exposed to. I try to avoid those interactions at all costs. When they come up to my fucking porch and do it, I can't go anywhere. Physically cannot remove myself from any sort of harassment. I've been tortured for no daily life for 10 to 11 years, actively tortured every single day since being 22 years of age, so 6.5, 7, going on 7 years. I can't go anywhere. I can't fucking go anywhere. And so when Carl Cantonilla says it's good to be king, haha, not in the morning, no, it's never good. I am always being tortured. I am always under profound psychological duress. I've been dealing with it my entire life. I can get through it, but I'm not. And then I hear people say, he's just normal. He's just normal. No, I'm not normal. I'm a scapegoat. I have to behave normally around people who don't, and then they project their life onto me in every context whatsoever, and they say, why, what, I'm not in your group. I don't have privileges. I don't have friends. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a job. I don't have a career. I have no ability to access court. I have no ability to access law. I can't go to school. I can't do anything. But Lex Friedman again says it's inspiring, moving to see someone go through a deep psychological struggle. I'm not. I'm being actively tortured every new day. I do new science, people steal my property. Logan Paul thinks he can make 50 to 100K a day doing daily videos. I can make 100 million a day doing daily videos. And I do the daily videos and you just steal them from me. And so it's not inspiring or moving, and it's not a deep psychological struggle. If you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you back. When it's law enforcement outside my fucking door, there is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. Juneteenth and slavery. I didn't know why the market was closed on June 20th. It was for Juneteenth and slavery. Again, I am a slave. I am forced to work without payment, and there is nothing I can do about it. I would have more of a sense of community in prison, like literally, actually. The average slave probably didn't get psychologically and emotionally abused or physically abused every day. I get abused every day, all day. Every conscious thought in my brain is, how the fuck do I fit into the human species in a practical way? And I can't because people won't let me. So, one more quote from the Bulgaria chick. Again, this is the steak and shake scenario. And she comes over, and her word for word was, I have to come over here for this. So everybody else watching this video, keep in mind, there is probably a handful of agents, a handful of professors, and then just technological equipment around me. I come outside, they can listen to me talk to myself, and I'm just doing scientific proofing because I don't want to email it to you all days. Like, I used to email you all days, and then you come to the door, stop with the emails. And I know you guys listen, so I'm just going to state the theorems, for fuck's sake. And so, and she says, I need to come over here for this. So you have people that are so privileged, they think they can literally just harass me whenever they want. So yep, congratulations to the Bulgaria bitch. You can just come over here whenever you want and listen to this. Guess what do I get choices? Do I get to go to lunch? Do I get to go hang out with my boyfriend or with my kid? Nope. I'm me every day of my life. So I don't get to stop being me. And so when you clock out on your shift and go shoot some people in the back, some other FBI agent just listens in. Somebody else just listens in and writes shit down. I don't get to stop being me. And after 2 years, people get used to anything. You guys are watching another human being tortured, and you feel responsibility for nothing. Every human being that is alive with my work over the age of 12 is dying in fucking shame. 0% threat. It is disgraceful what people are doing, and it's hurting people, and you guys are causing it. You're not out of the woods. You're not a part of the problem. Everybody aware of my work is destroying my life and endangering the rest of the human species for real. Nobody cares at all. Last random comment. This one would probably be 45 to 50 minutes long, but just one leftover thought from my last economics video, Market Minutes 8, Financial Trading Basics 44, whatever the last video was yesterday. But Josh Brown had a quote that I skipped over. But he said, commodities don't trend, they boom or bust, and he provided a chart. Do I agree or not, and why? Yes, I think the chart and data is valid. And why do I agree? Because objects don't change, right? This gavel is made of wood. What changes is the functionality of what wood is used for. So a bunch of monkeys on a rock, us human beings found some great discovery for wood. The demand for wood's going to go a lot higher. The demand for wood's going to go a lot higher, and the prices are going to go a lot higher. So it's really the 7% investor maturity, but just again discovering functionality of technology is what causes the boom and busts for commodities. And just what discovery, right? We know about gold. We know it's a semiconductor. What is it used for? And if there's a big hype around the industry, like growth tech, like we just watched the GPUs, the circuitry for like gaming computers go from all-time highs to below market prices just because of the hype. So the boom and bust of commodities are reflective of the boom and bust of sentiment. So there you have it. That is what I have for today for Language Litigation Integration Part 29. 129, Aborting Abortion. And the Supreme Court is an absolute facade and it's wrong. So don't cite common law. You guys go into a building to say in God we trust, and you deny all of history and steal my property every single fucking day. So every single state that is enacting laws against common law, against biological law, and against my order is being sued at the highest price possible. Again, the federal government can't afford to pay me. Let's go state by state. And again, if I'm ever allowed to participate in all of these freedoms that you guys have, your privileged group has, that I am not allowed to participate in. I am being profoundly and extensively tortured. There was nothing I can do, and there was nowhere I can go. There was no one I can call. I am going to be tortured until the day that I die, because people do not behave. Thanks for watching.